He's going to do questions as well. So,
I'm Michael J. Coyle here with Metal Temple.
Nice to meet you, Michael.
Nice to meet you, man.
I'm from ARFM, and we're here, of course, to interview Udo. My first question, Udo, is why the stopping playing Accept songs?
Why? I mean, for me it's now important to close the book. I think, I'm a little bit tired of, to be compared with Accept, who is better, Accept or U.D.O, blah, blah, blah. And then all these things what's going on in the papers, magazines, why you're not doing a reunion, why you're not doing this and this and this and this. And so I'm tired of this. And also it was like... let's say a lot of people, when we did U.D.O shows, they was asking why you're not playing more Accept songs. The other side said why you play Accept songs, you have enough your own material. And I think it was time to say, okay, that's it. I do it one more time. It was not planned in this way. It was just we want to make a break with U.D.O. I mean, we was constantly on tour, and with U.D.O. And then we said, okay, we make a break. And then we said, okay, maybe we do a couple of shows with the special things. Now we're on a world tour. Unreal. Yeah, but I mean, it shows, already the concert what we did, the people really want to see that, I mean, it was nearly everywhere sold out so far in Europe, and it's like unbelievable. But it's good for me to see this, but for me it's also, I've been honest. It's some days something a little bit sad, to do this, but I have to make a cut, and for me it's like, when people ask me, you never played an Accept song, and I said, yeah, come on, Accept is still around. If you want to hear Accept songs, go to Accept. I mean, there is a singer, they have a quite good singer. It's maybe not, if they're singing old songs, maybe not the original thing, but he's doing a very good job. So, and I mean, for me it's like a little door open, let's say, if Accept split up, and I'm still continue, then I will play some Accept. But as long as Accept at the moment existing and being on tour, I don't want to do this.
Do you still think you've got another 40 years in you? Since you've been going 40 years, you think you're going to do another 40?
I don't think so. But I mean, I have not in mind to do any retire thing or stuff like that. I mean, we have so many plans, already until 2019. So we start working on the next U.D.O album in the beginning of next year, very slowly, and then in the end of 2017 we start U.D.O again, So, and but this at the moment is so crazy. But it's good to see, It also makes you, in a way, proud that the people want to see this, Yeah, it's good, and I enjoy it.
Good.
My question is based on my first time seeing you last year at Wacken. It's based on what was the inspiration behind having an orchestra on stage with you, along with playing these already infamous songs. And do you feel that? Yeah,
I mean, to do, let's say, a classic thing, it was always since we were thinking about 15 years or 20 years already, We was always trying to do something together with an orchestra, but it was always a symphony orchestra.
Yeah.
You had with violins and all that stuff, and then you cannot play the really hard stuff.
Yeah.
And so there was one when I did mixing of Steelhammer. I was in the north, and our guy who is producing and mixing the stuff, he's a percussion guy in the Navy orchestra. So there's only brass, no violins and all that, like this stuff. And and then he has a concert, and I said, yeah, come on. I go there, it's boring, and then I was there with Fitty, and then we were sitting there, and I didn't know what was coming up. I was thinking the Christmas songs or whatever, I don't know. and then they start playing Michael Jackson, ABBA stuff. It was like, that's it. And then it's more heavy with all these brass things, and then we were talking to the military people, and it was not so easy, but then it took 1 year to get everything together, arrangements, find the right songs, and then we did the one show in Germany with the Marine Navy stuff, and there's a DVD out, and everybody was like, wow, I never heard something like this. So And then the bigger one from Germany, military orchestra, they was asking, they want to do it also with us. And then also Wacken, I mean, I'm very friendly, we are a good friend together with the guys from Wacken, and they said, yeah, why we not do this also in Wacken? I said, okay, here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, it was a busy weekend full of special shows like that. You had rock meets classics, so you had a lot of different blends and all that.
And it was like something, different. The sound was different, it was more heavy, and not like violin stuff and playing just ballads or whatever. No, it was really like straightforward.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. Well, I mean, you mentioned you're going to start doing U.D.O at the end of 2017. Have you already started writing the new album?
No, I mean at the moment we don't think about new songs. I know that they have some ideas, but we want to do this like in the beginning of next year, let's say end of January. We want to sit together for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we will see what kind of material we have, and then we start recording the stuff. The album will be out, I heard, end of August, beginning of September next year, and then start touring again.
How did you choose the playlist for this current tour?
For this nightmare. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it was to put this set list together that I knew which songs the people want to hear. Of course, you cannot satisfy everybody, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, why are you not playing this and this and this? But I think the set list what I was putting together for this tour, I mean, I saw it so far. The people really enjoy it, and also, if I do this for the last time, I was also putting some songs in there. I would love my favorite songs, I want to sing, and there are some 3 songs I think except never played. I know one definitely, and the rest is like long time ago. And yeah, so what I see so far and the reaction, fantastic.
Well, over the set list as well, I can agree with you. I mean, like, you want to make sure there's a nice balance of classics and rare material from Accept, as well as your own stuff to actually show newer fans what it's like to actually experience a U.D.O show or an Accept show with the actual vocals.
You mean you're putting some Accept stuff in U.D.Os?
No. What I mean, what was before was like how your favorite songs that you want to play from the Accept era, and you want to, and how people would complain about saying you didn't play this or this, but it's a nice mix of having your favorite stuff from the Accept era with a good balance of stuff that you've done for your career.
I think, but it's for me like there are for me special songs, like 3 songs in the set list. But the rest is like, I know that people want to hear that, and then I see the reaction, it's like it works.
So my main question was, really, I've always been curious, is what still pushes you to play the music you play to this day? Is it newer bands, or is it because of the older bands that are still going on to this day that inspire you?
You mean the older band, or what you mean?
No, I mean like what inspires you, like bands in general, like.
That's what you mean. Inspired. I mean, I think I inspired a lot of bands. I mean, of course, I listen to younger bands. And there are a lot of good bands around. But but what I'm be honest, what I'm missing is there is no personality on stage anymore. Like a out, like a Bruce Dickinson, like Lemmy, like U.D.O, whatever. It's like somebody is coming out of stage. They're really good bands, music-wise. They're doing really good stuff, but I think they play for themselves and not for the people, And I think what we're doing, in a way, is we entertain people, And not like, of course, if I want to play for myself, then I can go to a rehearsal room, but not playing in front of people, And this is, I think, what I was learning with Accept, especially in America. You have to entertain people, and give the people what they want. Of course, some people was also asking me why you play still balls to the wall. I said, yes, you can wake me up in the morning at 3 o'clock, I can play this song, But I mean, if you're on stage and you see also with U.D.O, I mean, it was like 15 or 16 years old kids, they're singing the whole song, and that means you did something, and you see the reaction, and that you don't start thinking, oh, okay, 50 again getting boring. No, it's really like yes, and then that's. But it's if you create something like this, like for example, also Deep Purple, this Space Smoke on the Water or Highway Star or whatever. I mean, maybe also they're okay, but the people want to hear it. And give the people what they want, that's the most important. That I think sometimes you have to, also the young bands have to learn this, to play for the people and not for themselves. That's in my opinion. Sorry, but
no, I totally agree with you on that. I mean,
I do as well.
It's one of those things. I mean, having been to a lot of gigs over the years, and to me, the younger generation of the groups these days don't do what you just said. A lot of them are just there. You can see they're just playing for themselves. And I would go back to the days of Judas Priest and Kiss and seeing stuff like that when I was growing up, and just being totally awestruck.
Yeah.
And even when I first saw Accept, it was like, oh my god, it was like blown away.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do something. It's like also here in England we cannot bring the whole set with us.
Yeah.
It looks really like also present something on stage, a production now, and then
give them a show.
Give them a show. That mean entertainment, and. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about this for days. I have owned my own record company for a while, and I was talking to a lot of young people, But then after 2 hours, I said, "Okay, wish you good luck. Thank you." No. Yeah, that was something very interesting music-wise,
Yeah.
And then I was asking some questions. Yeah, you can do this and this. Oh no, this is like no. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's. Yeah, that's the way it is.
So, the first part of the question is, how long has this tour been going on for?
This tour?
Yes.
Now it's definitely we make a cut. The last show will be on the 18th of December.
And of all the shows, which one stood out to you? Stood out more for you in terms of the fan reaction?
Yeah, I don't know. So far, I mean, it was definitely in Spain, also in Budapest and in Sofia. Unbelievable, Also, yeah, I cannot mention only one, but it was nearly everywhere. Also, whole Scandinavia was like, wow, Normally, Scandinavian people are fucking drunk during the shows. I know that, but it was unbelievable, It's also in Germany the shows went very well. So, in a way, I can say so far nearly everywhere. But I mean, of course, the south like Spain or Greece, they are more enthusiastic, Really, but that was so far. Everything worked out very well.
Are you taking the tour up to South America and stuff like that, or are you just?
South America, we are working on it.
Yeah.
Maybe we go to in October. They want to also have us.
Yeah.
Japan is already been doing it in May, and then we go to Russia, Ukraine, and then Europe again. So we do some more concerts. They're asking for it. America is very difficult. I mean, you can go to America, but the offers are not that good,
Right. I'm from the States myself, and I can agree with that.
Yeah,
it's hard to find a good venue, especially in Florida.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the clubs. I mean, I did a tour that was around 2013 or whatever. We did 10 or 12 shows. I mean. Some clubs, come on, this is like.
There used to be a really good one called the Firestone Live, but then they closed it down and turned it into a nightclub.
Yeah, I love one.
Yeah, but we will see. Maybe there is something coming up. We are working also on some different stuff, but I cannot talk about it. But maybe that will be happen next year.
Oh, there you go.
So. I mean, I think we have to be finished with the new album latest in May, completely finished. So, the record companies, they need 3 months to do everything in advance. And then we have the whole summer, and maybe we continue again with this.
Do you have any favourite places that you like to play on tour?
So far, yeah, I mean, I've been nearly everywhere.
Yeah.
But the only country I'm really missing is Australia. I would love to go there. So, but I think it will also coming up.
Cool. Michael?
I'm trying to think. I had a question about something, didn't I? Sorry about this. I had a question. I was just listening to you, and I'm thinking. So really, for the fans listening, for the fans that'll be listening to these interviews, what can you say fans can expect from this show as a whole?
At this Dirkschneider tour.
And for those who are going to the dates and the...
Yeah, what can they expect? I mean, they can expect nearly 2.5 hour set. That's really long. And yeah, and I mean, I think we put together the right set list. What I said before, we cannot satisfy everybody. Okay. And yeah, they will see a really good rock and roll show. I always say rock and roll show, you know. For me it is rock and roll. Okay, we're doing heavy metal, and for me it's really like let's say energy. They will see a lot of energy on stage, you know.
So I've also been curious as well. How did you get Anvil on board for the tour? Because it's a really cool combination seeing you and Anvil on the same bill.
Yeah, I mean, I know also Anvil for a long time, since the ages. I think I was on tour with them for a short time, like that. Yeah, and sometimes we meet us on festivals and then there was during the new album together with our producer in the studio of my son. So, and then they said, well, maybe we are interested to do it. We said, yeah, why not? You know, we're talking about them. Here we go. And I mean, it's also like a band, you know, they have a lot of history.
Yep.
And it worked. All the promoters, they said, wow, fantastic bill. So, and here we go.
And I think we'll call it quits there, shall we?
Yeah.
And look, now the sound starts.
I guess one last thing for the fans listening at home. What do you have? What to say to them?
Yeah. At home, yeah. What can I say? Especially for England. I mean, I'm very happy to come back to England. I mean, we did already some shows with U.D.O here, and now we do 6 shows now in England. Hopefully a lot of people coming, and yeah, what can I say? See you there.
Thanks, Udo.